So let's go into the questions and, it's chat things here for Emil. And there's a lot. It looks like mostly chat. Oh, and also, I just to go back to what I said, I won't be making any final decisions in the immediate future, so don't read into anything there. I'm probably going to mention this at the next meeting also, and then probably right after that is when I'll kind of decide the way forward. Okay, so some folks are mentioning the you need a budget, why NAB? Someone asked what, okay, Gina said she would like to, Emil, she would like to have your MATLAB code.
Sure.
I'll let the two of you chat about that offline. I don't think I can add any value to that conversation. Some folks talking about different tools they use to track expenses and budgeting. Bank of America has some apparently. Excel, MATLAB has pretty plots. I'm just reading from the chats here. So Cullen agrees the Millionaire Next Door. I think that's actually one that I have done as a media of the month at some point, I believe. And then there's prodigious accumulators of wealth. And what's the AAW? UAW, okay, average. Yeah, under accumulators of wealth. Yeah, so we've mentioned, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned Millionaire Next Door. Emil mentioned it. I also recommend it. I actually listened to the audiobook version through Libby appropriately. So it didn't cost me a dime. And, listening to it as an audiobook is always nice. So if you have Libby, you might want to look that up. And you might want to do it quick because maybe a couple other people here will put it in their queue. VJ asked, is the after retirement only available? So good question, VJ. So the income threshold for Roth stuff is on the IRA side. For the Vanguard plan, it doesn't matter. If you make $1 billion, I mean, maybe there's something if you make $1 billion, but if you're making hundreds of thousands or whatever, it don't matter. You can put money into the Roth Vanguard, meaning 403B, and also the after-tax 403B, and then convert it to Roth. Oh, and actually Paul answered that right after that. Looks like that's actually the end of the questions or comments in the chat. We're a little bit. Right. Well, it's a few steps the first time, but once you get it set up, you don't have to do it one single thing. I mean, I have it set up that way. I don't do anything. I never touch it. I mean, I did the upfront stuff, just like you described for yourself. And now I don't have to do a single thing. It just all takes care of itself. Looks like Andrea had a question here. Oh, Kevin. So the benefit on renting a car for a road trip. So I'll just give you my example. So I did this, the last time I did this was 2019. I went up to the Baseball Hall of Fame and also to Montreal for a comedy festival and Niagara Falls. It was a nice trip. I was there about 9-10 days. I want to say 9 days. I'm going to say 9 days. And the total bill for everything was just under 300, not including gas, but for the rental, maybe like 280, 270, 280, 290. So if you break that down, I drove about 2,000 miles. I was like just shy of 2,000, 19 something. So if you break down the cost of total cost of driving for driving, let's just call it 2,000. That's going to be around $1,100, give or take. Whereas I paid 280 or something like that. Let's say 280, and then I probably spent about another close to 100 on gas. It was a really, really fuel efficient car, probably 40 miles to the gallon. So I would say my total bill was between 350 and 400 versus if I drove my own car, it would have had a total cost of driving over 1,100. Actually, that's not, well, that includes the gas. Yeah, that includes gas. So it would have been like 1,100 versus 350 to 400. And I got the nice experience of driving a different car, which is, always kind of cool to try out different cars. You drive the same exact car every single damn day for 10 years. It's nice to have a little variety. So that was the benefit there. But I don't know if it's true now. I just, in the past couple of weeks, heard that the rates are really high. And I had insurance through my normal provider. If you, for some reason, didn't, then your bill might be higher than what I just told you about, 350 to 400. But you should have it through them. So Andrea has a long question here. Looking to buy a house, prioritize retirement savings. Would it make sense to lower the contribution or borrow? So Andrea, this is exactly the kind of question that I'm not going to try to answer this in a couple minutes. This is an involved question. This really is very specific to your situation. This is exactly the kind of thing that me and Emil did together, where we really dug into his specific situation. This is the kind of thing that, you would, if it was you and me, hypothetically, we would need to sit down, really examine your situation and crunch a lot of numbers in order to really be able to give you the right answer. I will not try to give you an answer right now because it would be a coin flip if I'm even giving you the right answer. Some more questions. Sorry, Emil, I'm answering all the questions, but feel free to jump in if you want to say anything. Can you roll out your after tax into the personal? So Derek asked about rolling out. Yes, you can. It's a little bit of pain in the ass. I've done it. You can roll the after tax into the Vanguard 403B Roth or into a personal Roth IRA. Either one is an option. I've done both at times. Kevin looks like he's responding to Andrea. Ying Yang was responding to Derek, and I did just say any other questions or comments? I would love to hear, out loud. You don't have to put in the chat.
Dan, what was the reason why you ended up rolling your after-tax contributions into? Is that what we were talking about? Just the normal?
Yeah, that was what we were just talking about. So this is when it goes above and beyond the 19.5.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
I used to do it into an IRA because either that was the only option or that was the only option I was aware of. I don't remember which. But at this point, you can put into the 403B Roth, and I know you can. So I just do that. It's simpler. Yeah, Colin, go for it. I think what you said, I appreciate your question. I think what you said might be a little bit vague for me to give you a good answer to, just, in terms of cleanup. I think Alan, I would reach out to Alan again, now that he's back, presumably. So, try to have that conversation with him. He'll be able to steer you the right direction. I don't think I can, I'm sorry, I don't think I can respond just to that. It's a little bit broad. That's true. Yeah, if maybe that's what he was referring, or what you and he were referring to. If you got earnings, then they have to go into a different place. But if the market went down, you wouldn't have any earnings, so you wouldn't even have to worry about it. But obviously, the market's been going up. So yeah, if you put the money in and the market's going up, you end up with a little bit of earnings. That has to go into a separate bin. So probably that's what you're thinking of, is my guess. I would coordinate with him to make sure that you're doing everything right. He'll get you all set up for sure. I've worked with him on this before. It's been great. Okay, good. Alan, And all the questions are about the Vanguard. I guess that's not too surprising. Everybody's favorite topic at APL. Okay, so yeah, so Alan did something that I've done. Yeah, so he put in the IRA so he could have more investment choices. So yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, you can go that way. Absolutely. That's just kind of up to your personal preference. So we're just in the last couple minutes. So would anyone like to jump in with any other questions or comments on anything we talked about today? Okay, I'm not hearing anything, and it's 5 o'clock. So let's once again thank Emil for the great discussion. And we'll go ahead and wrap everything up there. And appreciate seeing all you guys and hope to see you next time.
Thanks, Dan.